Hi, I'm Johnny. I'm a global artist ambassador for FENIX360, and I'm joined today by the musical artist, EDEM ELESH from KINDER Crowd Control. Hey, EDEM, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you, John?
And I'm
Thanks
great.
for having me over.
Buddy, it is great to have you, man. And I'm looking forward to sharing some of your music and learning your story about your journey as an artist, EDEM. So, okay, if we tune in and share with our audience your track, Love Soldier?
That sounds great. Let's roll.
All
Let's
right,
roll,
let's tune
soldier.
in now, everyone, to Love Soldier. EDEM, great man. Great to share with everybody. Love to hear your music and interested now in learning about you. Can you tell me where you're from? And I'd love to hear some of the highlights in your journey in being an artist.
Okay, so let's see if I can get a synopsis going, a cliff notes, if you will. I'm
Cool.
from LA. I'm
Uh-huh.
a native. I was actually born in Garden Grove. There's a little known fact, but my folks lived in Los Feliz. So local LA boy. Went to boarding school in England for 10 years, came back at 17, went to UCSD briefly, and that's where I met my music collaboration partner, Brett Smith, who unfortunately can't join us today, but he sends his greetings to you and the world.
Very best to Brett
Um,
as well. Thanks.
yeah. So where can okay, let's get this going here. So we were in bands together.
Uh-huh.
One of the most notable is Drowning Pool Music. We were quite the thing in the late 80s in Los Angeles.
Nice.
But due to the usual band stresses and pressures, I I applied to Art Center College of Design with my album cover art, which was getting noticed in the local trade rags at the time.
Uh-huh.
They'd notice the art and then they'd contact us and go, what's going on with Drowning Pool Music? Anyways, I got into Art Center. I was accepted on a partial scholarship and my life just blossomed from there. It just became all tall wheat. It was awesome.
Beautiful.
While there, I studied under a man called Roland Young, and he used to be the art director at A&M Records
How about it?
in Los Angeles, and he gave me pearls of wisdom. And so I asked for a private study with him, and he says, okay, on one condition, because he knew about my band, that's what got me in the school. He says, I want you to record music again and do the art for it, and that'll be your master's program. So I
Nice.
did that, graduated art school, and my life just kind of blossomed. I was discovered a few years after leaving Art Center by one of my great collectors. His name is Harley Rinsler, who came and saw my fine art and
Uh-huh.
bought everything.
Wow.
And so I was able to buy a house in LA, which I thought was like going to take me decades.
Of course.
And
Yeah.
my life began. I went from the Don O'Melveny Gallery in West Hollywood to Art Core in downtown LA and Little Tokyo.
Uh-huh.
And from there, Gloria Delson Contemporary Arts, represented me, and they still do to this day. So getting to the music, all this time while I was doing fine art, Brett and I were still recording,
I see.
putting out music, et cetera, et cetera. And then in 2009, we decided, okay, we're going to start a whole new name. We're going to just rebrand ourselves and launch this new idea, right? The music's still developing as we go. We just do what we do. And I was at a friend of mine's son's bar mitzvah in Simi Valley.
Okay.
And we were sitting around, and Mitch Green, rest in peace, great friend of mine, his son was getting bar mitzvahed, Alex. And we were sitting there having our medicine,
Yeah.
having a little smoke. And the DJ says, okay, now it's time for the boys to come out on the floor and do their thing. And he proceeded to spin a hip hop song, but it was like a line dancing song.
Huh.
So it was like, put your left foot out,
Right.
put your hands in the air. And I turned to my two colleagues and I go, this isn't dancing. This is Kinder crowd control. So right there, our name was born, and we packaged our first EP, which was a companion to a fine art show I was having at the time at LA Art Corps. So I needed a surround sound environment. It was music with these visuals. Yeah. The idea was meditation. Wow. How music and art together raises your vibration and provides you with an experience that just looking at art doesn't quite do. It's not that it's less than, it's different.
Sure.
So our old record label boss from the 80s, Bruce Leitcher of Leitcher Art and Design and Independent Project Records, a lot of you out there will know him, said, I want to release this. So I designed and he packaged our first release called Salah, S-E-L-A-H, which is Hebrew for a pause in the singing, because it was an instrumental album.
Interesting.
So we continued to release music. Our second release was 2016, Songs to Sa'adet, which was to commemorate the passing of my sister in 2012. And Brett and I were told by my son, Griffin, Dad, you should release singles. It's the market now. Right. So we were releasing singles. I'm almost getting to the punchline here. So we were getting, good Spotify streams. We're getting downloads, nothing extraordinary, but not bad for just putting stuff out and like letting it be there.
Yes.
So in 2021, Voyage LA magazine did a piece on my art and my life.
Nice.
So that was amazing because all of a sudden, my horizons expanded, so to speak.
A reemergence.
The strange thing was, in this interview, I talked about my music project being another part of my art. This group from Nashville, Tennessee, called B Squared Management, reached out to me and said, we love your sound.
Nice.
So they brought us in, people they never heard of before, and with radio podcasts and interviews online, our streams are in the tens of thousands. And just a little cliffhanger here.
Yeah.
A very, very prominent music personality, very big, like right up there, Mount Olympus, heard our songs and went, this is insane, and called Brett and I to say, I am blown away by your music. So it's I hope I'm kind of conveying this. There's a lot more to tell, but it just kind of the wheels turned once I went into art school, or maybe before that, maybe the minute I was born. I've been on this path of art and music, and it's been, as Joseph Campbell would say, a path of bliss. And you're part of that. You reached out.
I love it. I mean,
boom.
Put it this way, man, that is incredible progression. And, it's like what I love about it is that it's a soul's calling, that it seemed to have all these different crossroads that occurred where more
All
blessings and
interlinked.
abundance just connected. And, your work in meditation and creating these immersive music and fine art experiences,
Right.
led into some other association, and,
Exactly.
and that is beautiful how those transitions took place in a real natural way, or very organic. But it
Yeah.
all comes from an inspired soul of your own and Brett's that wanted to come forth, with emerging art and
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
forms. It's really,
Exactly.
I love to hear the story. It's really
And
inspiring, man.
the crazy thing is, and though people may have heard this before from other artists, Charles Bukowski, the great LA poet,
Mm-hmm.
right? On his epitaph, it says 2 words, don't try. And what he means by that is just do your thing. Don't
Yeah.
try to be like someone.
Uh-huh.
Don't try to follow this thing. Just do your thing and it will happen or it won't. And luckily, Brett and I just write music.
Mm-hmm.
And what we do seems to resonate. So we're 2 thumbs up, stoked.
Yes.
We're so excited, no
definitely.
boasting, because it just is what we do,
Right. Yeah, you've become exactly, you know what I mean, that frequency, that authentic signature frequency. But I got to tell you what, there was a lot of work and a lot of dedication, that came throughout that process, that, what I mean, you
Hard
couldn't
work.
give up. And there were times, I'm sure, where there were dry spells or frustrations, etc., just like life. And you also expressed, losing your sister, and also your friend who you mentioned, rest in peace, which indeed we want to offer also, those sentiments.
Mitch Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, you also provided a great deal of credit and respect to other people who influenced you and brought you through and through art school, etc. What about other artists? I mean, I grew up also in the LA area, man, in Pasadena. And so like, I was
I'm in Highland Park.
Pasadena, and like, and I was down in LA and Hollywood and seeing lots of live shows down there, and always a big music enthusiast. So I was really fortunate from that perspective, but we grew up listening to the same radio stations, probably, 94.7 KMET and KLOS.
Oh, KMET.
Right.
Now we're dating ourselves.
Rodney on the Rock, and these are all our guys, right?
Rodney loved Drowning Pool music, loved us, and we didn't have to give anybody any cocaine or anything. Right? Anyways.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
hey, truth, man, truth, right?
So we have a lot of things in common in terms of what I was able to experience, but you were the one who was really, you and Brett really immersed in that scene in a much more incredible way. So let me ask this question. What do you guys have on the forefront, or what's coming up soon?
Well, next on the agenda, any day now, we're releasing our next single. It's called Atomic Tango. And it's part of the 7-part opus that our voice in Croatia, and I met Sandra Bon on an art exchange in Thailand in 2018. Art and music again, right? And she's become our voice. So she tasked Brett and I with composing the 7-part soundtrack to a performance she's doing in Croatia and Southern Italy this year, starting in June. So we got to get cracking.
Yeah.
We just released Yes, which is one part of that. Okay. And next up is Atomic Tango, which is another part. And we got 5 other parts ready to go.
Dealio, yeah.
It's a 7-part. It's like a mini. It's like Tommy without me knowing the full concept, right?
Yeah.
So we were just told we need a lounge. She needs a lounge section, rock and roll, house section, classical. You get it, and we go, okay, all right. Hey, let's do this, and she's loving it. So we are too. So part 2 is coming out any day.
That's great, EDEM, man. We're gonna look forward to, as you drop this. I'm sure you guys utilize your social media platforms to inform and present and promote what you got coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, we're for the listeners out there and the viewers. We're doing our very best to keep up with our social people.
Yeah.
Be lenient, be merciful, and be patient. We'll get to it. We're getting there. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like what's old is new again. You guys are constantly reinventing and also expanding these collaborations to a global audience and bringing in new voices and also it's great that your fine art lives on as well. It's a timeless aspect as well of what you do and what you create.
Right.
We'll look forward. What are some of the social media links that people can tune in for you? Like, what's your IG? What's your Instagram?
Kinder Crowd Control, one word, KINDERCROWDCONTROL. That's one word, teeny boppers, Kinder Crowd Control. And also you can look up EDEM ELESH, EDEM ELESH. That's my fine art, but they're blending. So those are the Instagram handles.
Well, that's a great meritage, man. And we're going to look forward to you also coming up on FENIX360. EDEM, it's great to have your kind of profound insight and the contributions you've made over the years that can be celebrated through these social media links that you find below our interview today. And also look for them coming up on FENIX360. EDEM, thank you so much for being with me, man. I really appreciate you.
John, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Likewise. Bless you.
All right.
Respect, brother. Take good care.
Okay.
Cheers.
H2O. It's the day zero.
Ingeniería geotécnica.
Multidan. Hardware. Día cero. Shrey, Millivolt, Psychosymphony. It's the day zero. Día cero. Null talk. Hot fire of H2O. It's the day zero. Shrey, 2 millivolt, Psychosymphony. Null talk. H2O.